In a world that glorifies business, noise, and constant stimulation, the most powerful thing you can build is not a brand, not a body, not a bank account. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their mind to the world. The alarm rings, and within seconds the hand reaches for the phone. Notifications, messages, news, social media. Before the body has even fully awakened, the mind is already crowded. Other people's demands enter first. Other people's emotions enter first. Other people's opinions enter first. And from that moment on, the day is no longer yours. If you begin your day in reaction, you will live the entire day in reaction. The first moments after waking are delicate. Your mind is soft, impressionable, and highly receptive. Whatever you feed it during that time becomes the emotional tone of your morning. If you consume urgency, you create anxiety. If you consume comparison, you create insecurity. If you consume noise, you create restlessness. Instead, choose silence. When you wake up, do not rush to move. Do not rush to scroll. Sit up slowly. Feel your breath. Notice the quiet. Even if your mind feels busy, do not fight it. Simply observe it. Thoughts will arise, plans, worries, reminders, but you do not need to chase them. Let them pass like clouds. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Silence in the morning is not about doing nothing. It is about stabilizing your inner state before engaging with the outer world. When you sit quietly, your nervous system regulates. Your breathing deepens. Your heart rate steadies. Instead of starting the day in survival mode, you begin in control. And control does not mean forcing. It means grounding. Many people believe power comes from speed. They think the earlier they jump into activity, the more productive they become, but speed without direction leads to exhaustion. A calm beginning creates deliberate action. When your mind is clear, you waste less energy. You make fewer impulsive decisions. You respond instead of react. Even 5 to 10 minutes of intentional silence can shift your entire day. You may sit on the edge of your bed and breathe slowly. Inhale through the nose. Exhale gently through the mouth. Feel the air moving. Notice the sensations in your body. If your mind drifts, gently return to the breath. This simple practice trains focus. It strengthens awareness. And awareness is the foundation of mental power. You can also set a clear intention during this quiet time. Not a long list of goals. Just one principle for the day. Today I will remain calm. Oh, today I will speak with clarity. Today I will not rush. This intention becomes your anchor. When challenges appear, and they will, you return to it. When you begin your day in silence, you remind yourself that you are the authority of your mind. The world can wait a few minutes. The messages can wait. The demands can wait. If you cannot control the first moments of your morning, it becomes difficult to control the rest of your day. But if you protect those moments, if you treat them as sacred, you build inner stability. And inner stability creates mental strength. Silence is not weakness. It is preparation. It is the quiet sharpening of the blade. Before stepping into battle, the mind does not exist separately from the body. They influence each other constantly. When the body is tense, the mind becomes tense. When the body is sluggish, the mind becomes dull. When the body is restless, the thoughts become scattered. If you want a powerful mind, you cannot ignore the physical vessel that carries it. Many people try to solve mental chaos with more thinking. They analyze, overanalyze, and search for clarity through more mental effort. But often the solution is not in the mind, it is in movement. When you wake up and begin to move with intention, you signal to your system that the day has started with purpose. Movement creates circulation. Circulation brings oxygen. Oxygen sharpens awareness. The fog begins to lift. This does not require extreme training. Power is not built through punishment. It is built through consistency. A slow, mindful walk in the morning can be powerful. As you walk, feel each step touching the ground. Keep your back straight. Breathe steadily. Do not rush. Let your arms swing naturally. When thoughts arise, return to the rhythm of your steps. This is not just exercise. It is moving meditation. Stretching is equally powerful. Tension accumulates in the shoulders, the neck, the hips. This physical tightness mirrors mental pressure. When you stretch with awareness, you release stored stress. You teach the body to soften. And when the body softens, the mind follows. Strength training builds something deeper than muscle. It builds discipline. When you hold a plank and your muscles begin to shake, your mind wants to quit before your body must. In that moment, you observe your resistance. You stay 1 breath longer, 1 second longer. This is how mental endurance grows, not through comfort, but through controlled challenge. Breathing exercises are also movement. The expansion and contraction of the lungs influence the nervous system directly. Slow, deep breathing activates calmness. Rapid, shallow breathing fuels anxiety. By controlling the breath, you regulate your emotional state. If you sit all day, your energy stagnates. Stagnation creates frustration without a clear cause. You may feel irritated or unfocused, not because life is overwhelming, but because your body has not been used. The human system is designed for motion. When you deny it movement, the excess energy becomes mental noise. Daily movement clears that noise. There is also a psychological effect. When you complete physical training early in the day, you build momentum. You have already done something difficult. You have already honored your commitment to yourself. This builds confidence quietly. Not arrogance, not ego, just inner certainty. A powerful mind trusts itself, and trust is built through kept promises. If you say you will move your body every morning, and you do, you strengthen self-respect. Self-respect reduces inner conflict. When there is less inner conflict, there is more focus available for meaningful tasks. Do not view movement as a task to check off. View it as maintenance for your clarity. Just as you would not drive a car without maintaining its engine. Do not expect your mind to perform at its highest level while neglecting your body. Move with awareness. Move daily. A steady body creates a steady mind. And a steady mind becomes powerful. The first hour of your day is not just another 60 minutes. It is the foundation upon which the rest of your day stands. If the foundation is unstable, everything built on top of it will feel unstable. If the foundation is intentional, the structure remains steady even under pressure. Most people treat the first hour casually. They drift through it. They respond to messages, skim through content, react to other people's priorities. Without realizing it, they allow the external world to dictate their internal direction. By the time they begin their real work, their focus is already fragmented. A powerful mind does not begin in fragmentation. It begins in alignment. When you protect the first hour, you are not being rigid. You are being strategic. You are deciding that your attention, your most valuable resource, will not be scattered without purpose. During this hour, avoid random input. Do not immediately consume news, social media, or conversations that pull you in multiple directions. Instead, choose deliberate input. Read something that strengthens your perspective. It may be a few pages of a thoughtful book. It may be a passage that reminds you of discipline, patience, or clarity. The goal is not information. The goal is orientation. What you read in the morning shapes how you interpret challenges later in the day. Journaling is another powerful practice during this sacred hour. When you write your thoughts down, you remove them from the chaos of your mind and place them into order. You may write your priorities for the day. Not 10, not 20. Just 3 important tasks that truly matter. When you define what matters, distractions lose some of their power. Without clarity, everything feels urgent. With clarity, you recognize what is essential and what can wait. This hour is also the time to set your internal standard. Ask yourself, who will I be today? Calm under pressure. Focused despite distraction. Patient in conversation. Choose one quality and hold it consciously. When difficulties arise, you return to this chosen standard. Many people attempt to control outcomes. Few attempt to control their state. But your state determines the quality of your decisions. If you rush through the first hour, your nervous system remains rushed. If you scroll aimlessly, your focus weakens. If you compare yourself to others, before you have even started your own work, your confidence subtly erodes. But if you sit upright, breathe steadily, define your priorities, and enter the day with direction, something shifts. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are leading yourself. Protecting the first hour also trains delayed gratification. You resist the urge to check every notification immediately. You prove to yourself that you control your impulses. This small act of discipline strengthens self-mastery, and self-mastery is the root of mental power. When the first hour is intentional, the rest of the day becomes easier to manage. You have already established clarity. You have already practiced focus. You have already aligned your actions with your values. The world may still be demanding. Challenges will still arise, but you will not be entering them scattered. You will be entering them prepared. Mental exhaustion rarely comes from meaningful work. It comes from constant, unnecessary decision-making. From the moment you wake up, small choices begin to drain your energy. What should I wear? What should I eat? Which message should I answer first? Should I do this now or later? Each decision seems small, but together they create mental clutter. A powerful mind understands that energy is limited. If you waste it on trivial matters, you will have less available for important thinking. Simplicity is not restriction, it is optimization. When you simplify your daily structure, you remove friction. You can decide your clothes the night before. You can plan your meals in advance. You can schedule focused work periods and protect them from interruption. These small systems reduce mental noise. The more predictable your basic routines become, the more spacious your mind feels. Instead of constantly switching between choices, you move with flow. Your attention stays where it matters. Decision fatigue weakens discipline. The more choices you make, the harder it becomes to make wise ones later. But when your environment is structured, your willpower is preserved. You do not rely on motivation, you rely on design. A simplified life does not mean a boring life. It means a clear one. When your outer world is organized, your inner world becomes calmer. And in that calmness, your thinking becomes sharper, deeper, and more intentional. Most people move through their day without ever truly stopping. They transition from one task to the next, from one conversation to another, from one demand to the next notification. Even during breaks, they do not rest, they scroll. Their body may be still, but their mind continues running. This constant movement creates accumulation. Small stresses pile up. Minor frustrations remain unresolved. Subtle emotions are ignored. Over time, this buildup turns into irritability, impulsiveness, and mental fatigue. A powerful mind does not wait until it is overwhelmed to pause. It pauses intentionally. An intentional pause is not an escape. It is not avoidance. It is a conscious interruption of unconscious momentum. During your day, create small moments where you stop completely. Close your laptop. Put your phone face down. Sit upright and take 5 slow breaths. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale gently and fully. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw soften. Allow your nervous system to reset. This may take only 1 minute, but in that minute, you regain awareness. Without pauses, you operate on autopilot. You react automatically to emails. You respond emotionally to comments. You rush decisions because you feel pressure. But when you pause, even briefly, you insert space between stimulus and response. And in that space lies power. A short walk outside can also serve as a reset. Feel the air on your skin. Observe the sky. Listen to distant sounds without labeling them. When your attention shifts from internal noise to external observation, your mind clears. Problems that felt heavy begin to feel manageable. Intentional pauses also prevent emotional overflow. If something frustrates you, do not immediately respond. Step away. Breathe. Let the initial surge pass. Emotions are temporary waves. If you act at their peak, you often regret it. If you wait, clarity returns. Pausing trains emotional regulation. It teaches patience. It strengthens restraint. These pauses do not reduce productivity. They enhance it. A mind that never rests becomes inefficient. Focus weakens. Mistakes increase. But a mind that resets periodically remains sharp for longer periods. Even 2 or 3 mindful pauses throughout the day can transform your mental state. You move from scattered to centered, from reactive to responsive, from tense to composed. The world will continue moving quickly. Demands will not disappear, but you do not have to match the world's speed internally. By creating intentional pauses, you maintain inner steadiness while outer activity continues. You remain grounded even in motion. This is not laziness, it is mastery of rhythm. Just as the heart contracts and relaxes, your mind also needs cycles. Effort and release, focus and reset. Without this rhythm, strain builds. With it, endurance grows. The ability to pause at will is a sign of control. And control over your pace is control over your mind. The way you end your day quietly shapes the quality of your next one. Many people close their nights the same way. They spend their days distracted, overstimulated, and mentally scattered. They fall asleep with unfinished thoughts, unresolved emotions, and the glow of a screen still active in their mind. Then they wonder why they wake up tired. A powerful mind does not drift into sleep unconsciously. It transitions intentionally. Before you sleep, sit for a few minutes in stillness. Review your day calmly, not to criticize yourself, but to observe. What did you handle well? Where did you lose patience? Where could you improve tomorrow? This reflection builds awareness without guilt. You can also write down lingering thoughts. When ideas remain trapped in the mind, they create tension. When placed on paper, they lose their urgency. Gratitude is equally important. Recall one or two things that went well. This shifts your focus from lack to sufficiency. It softens mental resistance. When you sleep with clarity instead of chaos, your rest becomes deeper, and your mind wakes lighter, steadier, and more prepared for discipline. A peaceful daily routine is not about controlling every detail of your life. It is about creating stability within yourself so that external chaos loses its power over you. When you begin your morning in silence, you anchor your awareness. When you move your body, you strengthen your discipline. When you protect your first hour, you direct your focus. When you simplify your decisions, you preserve your mental energy. When you pause intentionally, you maintain control. And when you end your day with reflection, you cultivate growth. None of these practices are dramatic. None of them require talent. They require consistency. Power is not loud, it is steady. It is built in small, repeated actions that most people overlook. A peaceful routine may appear simple, but within that simplicity lies strength. When your days are structured with intention, your mind becomes less reactive and more deliberate. You no longer depend on motivation. You depend on rhythm. Over time, this rhythm reshapes your character. You become calmer under pressure, clearer in decision making, more disciplined in action. And from this calm clarity, true power emerges, not forced, not aggressive, but grounded and unwavering.